Hi, my name is Will. Now, the absolute best way to excel in sales is by following a proven system that consistently delivers great results. And today I'm going to break down the only sales system that you need to know to become a roaring success in our industry. In fact, it's the same system that we've used to help over 2,000 sales professionals maximize their on-job effectiveness and blow past their previous income goals and achieve real, lasting sales success with our Selling Made Simple training program. So let's start with a question. When was the last time you were sitting at your desk wondering, what do I do now? Probably somewhat frequently, right? Now, don't misunderstand me. Sales is busy. Busy as hell, in fact. You've got product demos, you've got client questions, cold outreach, quotas, and on top of it, you've got a sales manager breathing down your neck. But all this stress and business, it doesn't really mean that you're being productive. Sure, you may feel busy, but when people don't have a proven selling system to follow, they tend to, flail around. They get less done around the office, they spend more time working and have less effectiveness in the marketplace. Opportunities go overlooked and unmet quotas fly by month after month with little improvement. And you're still a little bit stressed, of course. But even still, you aren't able to make any real lasting progress. And those feelings of stagnation and plateauing, they are the first signs of burnout. Mental health advocate and founder of Uncrushed, Tim Clark, once told me in an interview.
And there's been a whole bunch of surveys over the years that have looked at research. Uncrushed, a 501c3, we actually researched ran a survey with B2B sales professionals, and of those, 67% of those of the respondents strongly agreed that they are currently close to burnout or experiencing burnout.
That is crazy, right? 67% of sales reps feel this way. And the problem in most cases is not having a cohesive, systematic approach to driving consistent sales results and becoming a better, more effective salesperson. Now, it's this problem in particular that we've solved for over 2,000 sales reps at this point with our Selling Made Simple system. And it's this proven system that I'm going to cover in this video. So let's get into the only sales system that you're ever going to need to know to crush your sales quota year after year after year. Now, like I said, this is the exact system that we cover in our Selling Made Simple Academy trainings. It's made up of 4 equally important steps. The first step is understanding your market, and you can see it in module 1 of the training program right here. Because before you can even hope to close a sale, you've got to know who you're selling to. And that means understanding 3 things in particular. First is getting intimately familiar with your value proposition and tailoring it to your ideal buyer. So, what are the unique problems that your prospects are facing? What solutions have they already tried to solve those problems? The more you understand your customer, the better position you're going to be in to cater your value proposition to their distinct needs. And here you can see our value proposition training here in the Selling Made Simple Academy. Each one of these videos is based on a specific training framework. So here we can see the value proposition framework that we work through in the training, right? Because next up, what you've got to understand is the buyer's journey. This is something so overlooked by salespeople, but it's incredibly important because prospects move through very specific steps on their way to buying your product, from awareness and consideration to purchase and hopefully repurchase over time. And when you guide your prospects through each of these steps, you effectively understand what information to deliver and when to deliver it. And I won't go through all of these, but here you can see the buyer's journey workshop here in the Selling Made Simple Academy. And you can see the framework on screen right there. Cool, right? Finally, you've got to play the numbers game. How many prospects do you have to reach in order to book a single discovery call? How many of those calls turn into qualified leads? How many of those are going to become an actual buyer? Whether you like it or not, sales is in fact a numbers game. And the better you get at tracking and playing to those numbers, the better you're going to be able to close meetings and smash your sales goals. So that's the first step in the selling system. You need to understand your market. The next step is the ability to get in front of buyers. Now, of course, sales don't happen in a vacuum and your buyers are busy. You've got to close deals, and so you need to work hard to connect with prospects regularly and strategically, and of course, reliably. And this is where things like sales cadences come into all of this. For most sales reps, that means reaching out in a few different ways. First off, we've got cold emails. Now, email has a potential ROI of 44 to 1. That's 4,400%, right? Now, there's not just one trick of cold emails. You've got to understand subject lines, send times, body copy, value adds. They're all vital for cold emails to get responses from hot prospects. So you've got to do your homework. You've got to have a system in place before you click the send button. Next, there's cold calling. And I know it's probably the bane of your sales existence, right? Now, you don't have to be fearful of cold calling. With the right plan, the right framework, and the right intentions, you can turn awkward calls into value-adding conversations. Let me show you the cold call framework here in the training program very quickly. And you'll see just how simple a cold call can be, right? This process we go through of confirm, break, value, tie in, next steps, call to action. It's as simple as that for your cold calls. Then we have social selling, and LinkedIn in particular is one of the best social platforms to demonstrate your knowledge and to build a following and connect with potential leads as well. Now, effective social selling isn't just a powerful supplement to cold emailing and cold calling either. Instead, it actually lets you generate leads while you sleep. And we teach you how to do that inside Selling Made Simple Academy. So that's how you're going to outreach to prospects cold, right? You also need another layer to this. You need to develop a strategic sales cadence. And a cadence is just a simple sequence of touch points that you make with a prospect over and over again. So you can test, verify it works, and improve it over time. Think of your sales cadence as a roadmap. You're going to start on one end, you're going to move to the other, and more times out than not, you're going to end up getting to the destination you want to arrive at. A strategically sound cadence doesn't just boost your chances of success, it also takes all the time-consuming guesswork and grunt work out of your process as well, saving you time, and it's going to skyrocket your earning potential. Now, let's move on to step 3, the third part of an approach to win at sales. Every time you need to be able to communicate or explain the value to the prospect. Because even the most flawless outreach, it won't do squat if you can't communicate the value of your product. And to do that, you need to go through a few steps. First off, you've got to go through what we call a diagnosis and discovery call. And this is the stage of the sales process where you identify the underlying problem that your prospect is struggling with, and you determine if you could even help them at all. Now, proper lead qualification on discovery calls does more than just save you a little bit of time at the end of the sales process where you're not dealing with prospects that were never going to buy from you anyway. It also lets you, when done appropriately, when you use our framework here, it also lets you demonstrate your authority, build rapport, and it drives enthusiasm from the buyer. Next up, you've got to either demo for a new customer, upsell a current customer, or take over a competitor account. And these steps are essential. You've got to have a framework, you've got to have a process in place for each of these if you want to become a successful sales rep. Now, a sales demo is a chance to showcase how your product really works, and with the right technique and system and process, you can create a demo that not only educates and entices your prospects, but drives them to reach a purchase decision much faster as well. Alternatively, if you're selling to a current customer, you've got to master the upsell, which allows you to win more business from your current buyers. And with proper upselling, you're going to earn way more commissions with far less work. And then there is the takeover, because with the right strategy and technique and system using our takeover framework, you can convert even the most loyal competitor account into enthusiastic buyers for your product or service. And it's going to take a little bit of work, but the rewards are well worth it. And finally, you've got to be able to close. And funny enough, if you've implemented all of these previous steps, if you understand the market, if you can get in front of buyers, if you can explain the value, well, closing at this point isn't difficult at all. Your prospects are going to be primed and pumped and excited and ready to work with you. The only question that your buyers are going to be asking you is, where the heck do I sign? Now, with that said, there is a closing framework. I'll bring it up here in the training. You can check it out. It's pretty simple and it's super effective, and is a 2-step closing framework. Regular viewers to this channel will know this inside and out, but that is how you close a sale in as simple as 2 questions without any chance of rejection. Now, the fourth and final step in the sales system is the mental game. This is cultivating a mindset. So this is becoming the person who can implement the rest of the processes of understanding the market, getting in front of buyers and explaining the value. Because if you're not the person who can implement it, well, you're not going to get any results. And this is a huge topic all by itself. There have been countless books, lectures, seminars on sales mindset alone. But suffice to say, mindset is clearly the foundation for each of the previous 3 steps. If you got the discipline to understand and study the market, the strategy to get in front of buyers, and the assertiveness to communicate the value and close the deal, if you don't have those steps, you're not going to get the deal done. You're not going to put all the knowledge that you've learned into practice. And there's a lot that goes into cultivating this mindset as well. And so stay tuned, make sure you subscribe, because next week we're releasing a video on the different elements of mindset that make up the salesperson who actually gets the job done. There's 15 different traits. You can see them on the screen right now. And I'm going to cover all of this in the following video. These are all traits that you can develop for yourself and use them to become a more effective and high-earning sales professional. So there you go. That wraps it up for the only sales system that you're ever going to need. Remember, crushing it as a sales professional is as simple as understanding your market, getting in front of buyers, explaining the value to them, and then becoming the person who wins the deal, the person who can implement this. And we do that by mastering the mental game. If you can go through each one of these steps, understanding the market, getting in front of buyers, explaining the value, and mastering the mental game, you're going to sell more with less time, less effort. You're going to have better buying conversations, and you're going to achieve professional success that you never thought was possible. So there we go. If you enjoyed this video, why not click the video that's on the screen right now and continue making selling simple.